Hello everybody. Welcome to the digital classroom of Upadhyay of M.D. Patel High School, Garyathar. This is a humble effort to get students of Gujarat take genuine interest in learning English as second language. This is the audio version of the text units prescribed. Supporting images and videos from various sources are chosen to make the lessons interesting. I thank the Gujarat State Board of School Textbooks and everyone whose intellectual property like images, videos, photographs, audios, etc. are used here. This is not meant for any commercial use.
Let us know the sixth unit entitled as The Blue Cross. It's an adaptation of a classic detective story of Gilbert K. Chesterton, better known as G.K.CHESTERTON, who was an English writer, poet, philosopher, dramatist, journalist, orator, theologian, biographer, literary and art critic. This story was first Father Brown's short story and also introduced the character of Flambeau and Valentin. It was first published on 23rd June 1910 under the title Valentine Follows a Crucious Trail in the Saturday Evening Post, Philadelphia. Retitled as the Blue Cross publication in London followed in the Storyteller magazine of September 1910.
This is a LibriVox recording.
Unit number 6, Read 1, The Blue Cross.
Valentin, a famous Persian detective, comes to London on the trail of an equally notorious French thief, Flambeau. Valentin notices the smallest details very cleverly. He has the extraordinary ability to place himself in the shoes of the criminal he is searching for. Thanks to this sense, Valentin notices a series of very strange clues left behind by a couple of old priests. As a result, he manages to follow Flambeau's trail around London. When he sits in a quiet restaurant, he finds salt in the sugar bowl. The waiter suspects one of the two old priests who had come there earlier in the day. One of the priests splashed soup on the restaurant walls. Valentin continues to follow their trail via a market stall and a restaurant with a broken window. The priest had upset the apples in the market stall and had changed the price labels of oranges and nuts. At the other restaurant, he had increased the amount on the bill and broken a window deliberately. Eventually, Valentin is led to Hampstead Heath. There, he finds the simple-looking priest along with another man. Valentin is sure that this man is Flambeau. Valentin and two officers follow him and overhear the following conversation between them. Then, with brows still bent and without changing by the faintest shade of his attitude or voice,
Flambeau said, "Just hand over that sapphire cross now. We are all alone here and I can tear you to pieces like a straw doll."
the calm voice and attitude added a strange violence to that shocking change of speech. But the little priest only turned his head slightly. He still seemed to have a somehow foolish face turned to the stars. Maybe he had not understood. Or maybe he had understood and sat frozen with fear.
Yes,
said the tall priest in the same low voice and in the same still posture.
yes, I'm Flambeau. Then after a pause, he said, "Come, give me that cross." "No,"
said the other, and the reply had an odd sound. To this reply, the great robber leaned back in his seat and laughed, low but long.
"No, you won't give it to me. You proud priest, you won't give it me. You little foolish man. Shall I tell you why you won't give it me? Because I have got it already in my own pocket." The small priest replied, "Are you sure?" Flambeau yelled with delight. "My goodness! Yes, you turnip? I'm quite sure. I had the sense to make a duplicate of the right parcel. Now, my friend, you have got the duplicate and I have got the jewels. An old trick, Father Brown, a very old trick." "Yes," said Father Brown. "Yes, I have heard of it before."
The master criminal leaned over to the little rustic priest with a sort of sudden interest.
"You have heard of it?" he asked. "Where have you heard of it?" "Well, I must not tell you his name, of course," said the little man simply. "He was a person who had come for confession, you know. He had lived prosperously for about 20 years entirely on duplicate brown paper parcels. And so, you see, that's how I began to suspect you." "Began to suspect me?" repeated the outlaw sharply. "Did you really have the stomach to suspect me just because I brought you up to this field?" No, said Brown as if he was sorry. "You see, I suspected you when we first met. It's that little bulge up the sleeve. I know you people have the spike bracelet there." "How in the world?" cried Flambeau. "Did you ever hear of the spike bracelet?" "Oh, one's little flaw, you know," said Father Brown, rather blankly. "When I saw in Hartlepool, there were 3 of them with spike bracelets. So, as I suspected you from the first, don't you see, I made sure that the cross should go safe. Anyhow, I watched you, you know. So at last, I saw you change the parcels. Then, don't you see, I changed them back again. And then, I left the right one behind." "Left it behind?"
repeated Flambeau, and for the first time, his victorious tone was gone.
"Well, it was like this," said the little priest, speaking in the same casual way. "I went back to that sweet shop and left the original parcel with the cross there. I asked the lady to mail it to my friend, in Westminster when she found it. Then he added rather sadly, I learned that too from a poor fellow in Hartlepool. He used to do it with handbags he stole at railway stations, but he is in a monastery now.
He added, rubbing his hand again as if he was sorry.
We can't help being praised. People come and tell us these things.
Flambeau tore a brown paper parcel out of his inner pocket and tore it to pieces. There was nothing but paper and sticks of lead inside it. He sprang to his feet and cried,
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. A fool like you could manage all that? You have still got the cross. And if you don't give it up, I will take it by force. No, said Father Brown simply, and stood up also. You won't take it by force. Firstly, because I really haven't still got it. And secondly, because we are not allowed. Flambeau stopped immediately. Behind that tree, said Father Brown pointing, are two strong policemen and the greatest detective alive. How did they come here, do you ask? I brought them, of course. How did I do it? Why, I will tell you if you like. Lord bless you. We have to know 20 such things when we work among the criminal classes. Well, I was not sure you were a thief, so I just tested you to see if anything would make you show yourself. A man generally makes a small scene if he finds salt in his coffee. If he doesn't, he has some reason for keeping quiet. I change the salt and sugar, and you keep quiet. A man generally objects if his bill is 3 times too big. If he pays it, he has some motive for passing unnoticed. I increase your bill and you paid it.
The world seemed waiting for Flambeau to leap like a tiger, but he was held back as by a spell. He was stunned with utter curiosity. Words spilled out his mouth.
I would rather die than be tricked by a little priest. Well, went on Father Brown, as you wouldn't leave any tracks for the police, of course somebody had to. At every place we went to, I did something that people would talk about for the rest of the day. I didn't do much harm. A splash wall, split apples, a broken window, but I saved the cross. It is Westminster by now. How do you know all these criminal tricks?
Cried Flambeau. The shadow of a smile crossed the round, simple face of his priestly opponent.
Oh, by being a foolish priest, I suppose, he said. Don't you realize that a man who simply hears man's real sins is likely to be aware of all human evil? Also, another part of my trade. To make me sure you went to priest. What? Asked the stunned thief. You attacked reason, said Father Brown. It's bad theology.
And as he turned away to collect his things, the 3 policemen came out from under the tree. Flambeau was an artist and a sportsman. He stepped back and grandly bowed down to Valentin.
"Don't bow to me, my man," said Valentin with silver clearness. "Let us both bow to our master."